How many nights have you gone to sleep praying for a miracle, for some kind of sign, an intervention, just something to prove that God is listening and that things are finally about to change? We pray for healing, for a breakthrough, for a door to just swing open. We wait, we hope, and we keep looking to the heavens for some dramatic sign from above. But what if I told you that this whole time you've been looking for that miracle, you've been looking in the wrong direction? What if God has already sent the miracle? He sent it the day you were born. The most powerful and maybe most forgotten message in our faith isn't that God sends miracles, but that He creates them. And He created you. You're not just a candidate for a miracle. You're not on some waiting list. You are the miracle, and it's time we started living like it. Let's be honest. The waiting is hard. It's exhausting to live your life always waiting for the next thing. We read the stories in the Bible, the parting of the Red Sea, healing a blind man, Lazarus walking out of the tomb, and we think, okay, God, my turn. We go to church, we pray, we try to be good people, and we wait for our personal crisis to be solved by a lightning bolt from heaven. So many of us are just living from crisis to crisis, praying for one miracle just to get us through to the next one. This mindset, even though it comes from a place of real faith, can accidentally put us in a passive role. We become spectators in our own lives, sitting on the sidelines, hoping the coach sends in a divine play to win the game for us. It's like we're holding a check we can't cash, reading all about God's power, but believing it's for some future date, not for today. And that waiting can breed a quiet desperation, a feeling of being powerless. We can even start to doubt when we see others getting their breakthrough, and we wonder, God, did you forget about me? The Bible actually calls this out. The Apostle James is incredibly blunt about it. He asks, what good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save them? He goes on to say that faith by itself, if it isn't followed by action, is dead. It's a body without a spirit. This isn't about trying to earn our salvation. It's a wake-up call that real, living faith naturally leads to action. It's a faith that does something. That frustration we feel in the waiting, it's often a sign that we were never meant to be sitting still. We're meant to be active participants in what God is doing on earth. The key to shifting from a passive faith to an active one is hiding in plain sight. It's a foundational truth so simple that we forget how powerful it is. It's right there in the very first chapter of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 27. So God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created him. Male and female, He created them. Just let that sink in for a second. Not a faint reflection, not a distant cousin, in His image. Theologians call this the imago Dei, and it means we are set apart. It means that woven into the very fabric of our being are reflections of our Creator. The capacity for love, creativity, reason, and yes, for power. You were designed on purpose by the God of the universe to be His representative on earth. You are a vessel of His glory and His power. You are not an accident. Your life is not a coincidence. The very fact that you exist, the astronomical odds you beat just to be born, is a staggering miracle all by itself. Being made in God's image means you were made to partner with Him, to be a channel for His plans and purposes. The power that spoke galaxies into existence is the same power that breathed life into your lungs. The original plan was never for us to live in a constant state of crisis, just waiting on divine interventions. God's design was for us to live under His blessing, to walk in health, in purpose, and to steward the miraculous creation that is our own life. When Jesus came, His entire ministry was a demonstration of this. He didn't just sit around hoping the Father would do something. He spoke, He acted, He healed. He showed us what it looks like when a human life is in perfect sync with God. And then He said something absolutely wild. He told His followers, "Very truly I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these." That's a transfer of responsibility. That is a commission. That's a declaration that the age of just waiting is over and the age of doing has begun. This is the shift in perspective that changes everything. Stop praying for a miracle to fall from the sky and start realizing that you are the miracle that's meant to walk the earth. You are the answer to someone else's prayer. You are the solution to the very problem you've been asking God to solve. When you feel lonely and pray for a friend, could it be that God is calling you to be a friend to someone else who's lonely? When you see suffering and ask God to send help, could it be that He already sent help by sending you? God works through us. He has no hands but our hands, no voice to encourage but our voice. This isn't about mustering up your own strength. It's about activating the power He already put inside you. This is what faith without works is dead really means. A dead faith hears about a need and says, "I'll pray for you," then walks away. A living faith, a faith that understands it is a miracle, says, "I'll pray for you, and here's how I can help." It offers the coat. It shares the food. It makes the call. Think about the feeding of the 5,000. The disciples saw a huge problem, a massive, hungry crowd, and zero food. Their solution? Send them away. They wanted the problem to just disappear, but Jesus turned it right back on them. He said, "They don't need to go away. You give them something to eat." He was telling them, stop waiting for a miracle and participate in one. They brought what little they had, 5 loaves and 2 fish, and when they put it in Jesus' hands, activated by their obedience, it became the miracle. What are the 5 loaves and 2 fish in your life? It's your talent, your story, your time, your compassion, your money, however little you think it is. When you stop holding on to it, waiting for more, and instead offer it up to be used by God, that's when the multiplication happens. That's when you become a miracle in motion. So how do we actually do this? How do we move from knowing this in our heads to living it out? First, recognize what God has given you. Seriously. Take some time to think about it. What are your strengths? What are you passionate about? What breaks your heart? Often the thing that breaks your heart is the very thing God created you to help heal. Own your power to create change. Second, you have to fight the lies. The voice that tells you you're not smart enough, not strong enough, or not good enough is not the voice of your Creator. That is a lie from the enemy. We have to replace those lies with the truth of who God says we are, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you are part of a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. Third, you have to act. Change begins with action. It's not enough to know you're a miracle. You have to start living like one. Start small. What is one step you can take today to be a miracle in someone's life? Maybe it's forgiving someone who doesn't deserve it. Maybe it's finally starting that project you've been putting off. Maybe it's just encouraging a coworker who looks defeated. Don't wait until you feel like it. Step out in faith, and the feelings will follow. Finally, share your story. The woman at the well had a life-changing encounter with Jesus. And what did she do? She left her water jar, her past, her shame, and ran to tell everyone. She became a miracle in motion. Your story of overcoming, of stepping out in faith, is one of the most powerful tools you have. It gives other people permission to see themselves as miracles too. If this message is hitting home for you, I want to challenge you. Don't let this be just another video you watch and forget. Let it be a turning point. In the comments below, finish this sentence. I am a miracle, and this week I will. How are you going to activate the miracle that you are? Will you start a new habit, reach out to someone who needs it, share your story? Let's fill this space with declarations of action and cheer each other on. And if you want to keep exploring how to live out the purpose God gave you, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. You were not made to live a small, passive life, constantly watching from the sidelines. You are the masterpiece of the Creator, made in His image and placed here for a purpose. The season of waiting is over. It's time for manifestation. Stop looking for a sign from heaven and start being a sign on earth. The world is waiting. Your family is waiting. Your community is waiting. They're all waiting for a miracle.